What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer here. As we're approaching what most would call the end of the baseball season and trying to do some more interesting things in Diamond Dynasty, I've seen a lot of people doing tournaments where they're using only bronze or silver and bronze players. So I'm going to check out some teams. We're going to try to build some bronze teams. We're going to build some silver teams. But tonight we're going to focus on bronze teams. I've also talked to some of the people that I know that run tournaments. When they say bronze level players, they mean by the rating, which means their base card rating is a 77 and under, which means rookie flashbacks and stuff like that are allowed, and the IE boosts don't matter. So we're going to be looking at some cards tonight, see if we can find some people that are good. As usual, we're using the great daddyleagues.com for our research purposes. Axel in the chat, how's it going, sir? So let's pull this up. I'm just going to first put in the overall filter of less than a 77. Less than or equal to 77 is what we really want. Well, let's go play around. Let's just play around and see what we can got. Like, who is a dope contact hitter? Lind, Morneau. See, here's the thing with bronze players that you're going to want to look for. If they're good, they're usually good against one side. You're not going to see a lot of guys that are good on both sides of the plate. Like you see these guys are 83 against righties, 91 against righties, 82 against righties, but then 60s, 42s, 50s, 42s. So let's see what we can do. I wonder if there's... I mean, I feel like this Lind with the eye boost obviously is going to be a player. I think Lynn should be our first baseman. This Matt Adams is also not bad, and Matt Adams gives you a little bit more against the lefties. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're also going to use Daddy Leagues to use their team builder. So let's go over here. We're going to call these TSG Bronze Squad. So I'll put the link in here later for you guys. Let's put Adams in it first. And let's put Lind on the bench. Nope, that's long relief. Both cards super cheap. I mean, this whole squad's probably going to be super cheap, so. Okay, so we got our first baseman. Let's focus in a little more on catcher. Let's see what we can find there. Wilson Contreras can hit lefties. I kind of want to focus on contact and power versus righty because I feel like that's what you're going to face the most of. Brandon Pena is pretty good. Not a ton of power there. S. Lewis is recommending Michael Conforto. We can take a look at him when we get to the outfield. Nick Hundley. Nick Hundley's pretty good across the way. I don't hate it. Anybody super good against lefties that I should be looking out for? Cameron Rupp. Good contact, good power versus lefties. Cameron Rupp might be that bench catcher that I highly recommend we all carry. Also a great point in the chat should we from Axel. Should we devote the catcher to more of a fielding catcher? That's not a bad idea. Is there like a dope fielding catcher we can look at? An Alex Avila. Good power versus righties. Maybe we go Salty. We all know my love for Jared Saltalamacchia. It runs deep, runs strong. I'm surprised Salty's power was that good. Or, I mean, fielding was that good. Let's put... I want to put Cameron Rupp on the bench. Strength. Goes to Salty. Is it a flashback Jan Gomes card or something? Or is it a regular? Is it the regular Jan Gomes? Can't really hit for you. All right, let's do Salty behind the plate. Obviously, his name is not Salty. And then let's put Rupp on the bench. And then he can come off the bench as either your catcher or he can pinch hit against a lefty for you. So I like that. I like that feature of him. We got our first baseman. Let's take a look at the two bag. And I think with bronze, I think I would be looking more for contact than power. Because I think if you're going to get a bronze with a lot of power, you're going to be giving up a lot on vision and some of the other stuff. I like a Brock Holt here. Not a lot of power, but he's going to be getting you hits. A Brock Holt, a Howie Kendrick, a Cesar Hernandez. I like the Brock Holt. I think we're going to put Brock Holt in. Let's go with a Brock Holt. Brock Holt at second base. Gives you that nice defense. S. Lewis points out in the chat that Brock Holt should be on every team because of his utility, I like to call it. Utility ability? Utility. Who do we got here? Travis Shaw. 75, 73, 62. I like that. Pablo Sandoval's not going to make the team. No offense, Pablo. Chris Johnson. Got me thinking. I like Shaw. Shaw and Johnson are nice pieces. Pedro Alvarez has the power. Gallo's got power. I like Shaw. I think I like Shaw. Adonis Garcia, not bad, especially when you get the boosts. Let's put Shaw in. Let's leave Gallo as a something to think about. So, if you're in the chat, keep Gallo in mind for a bench player that we need later. Shortstop, maybe for shortstop we go for someone that's big on defense, and maybe speed, because I could use a speed and defensive guy. Brandon Crawford fits the bill. Gets us the defense, gets us the arm, can hit a little bit. And Gallo could play outfield. Maybe we should put Gallo on the bench anyway. Morse has good contact. I believe this is the flashback card. I think we go Crawford here. Jody Mercer. Doing things. Brad Miller, not bad either. But we're going to go Crawford here. That's a rookie flashback card? Okay. What was the price on that? Did anybody see that? Cheapy. Okay, that's good. We want to put Gallo here. He can be a utility outfielder or a third baseman. Let's go look at the outfield now. I feel like there might be some flashbacks in the outfield that we're going to need to take a look at. Look at this. Nori Aoki looking good. We got Kim. We got Cabrera. This is for left. Conforto's really good against righties. Kind of slacking against lefties, but he's going to probably get an IE boost for you. What's his vision looking like? Let's see Conforto's vision. 46. 55 speed. Arm's okay. Fielding's okay. Is there a rookie Kenny Lofton? That'd be legit. I believe Ryan Rayburn would be good against lefties. Nori's got the slap ability. Desmond Jennings is another dude that can play a bunch of places for you, or play in the outfield all over for you. Yeah, Rayburn's got 74 contact versus lefties, 73 power versus lefties. Brandon Drury. Joey Ricard, who can fly. Eric Young Jr. Doesn't have the contact for me, though. Hazelbaker's good. Benintendi's all right. Drury can also play infield, so he might be an option. I think I'm going to go Conforto. I'm going to listen to the earlier suggestion of S. Lewis in the chat and go Conforto in left. Also, we should look at what's our mixture right now? We got lefty, 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 switch, lefty. Brock Holt's a righty? I forget. All right, let's go center field. We need some right-handed bats, which is going to be a problem because I think a center fielder, we're going to want someone who's a lefty with speed, like a Ben Revere. I think Ben Revere might be the play. There's a Jordan Schaefer. I've actually used the Jordan Schaefer in Battle Royale, and he's pretty beastly. I think we got to go Revere. Good fielding, great speed. Not really feeling a Juan Lagares. Michael Bourne's also kind of up there. Franklin Gutierrez, if he's going to have the bumps. I think we go Ben Revere. He's going to be your leadoff guy. Rajai Davis, I feel like that is also a good selection. Where is he? Is there a rookie Rajai Davis? Or they might have him in right field also. But we're going to go by the book on this one and go with their primary positions. So yeah, let's go with Delano Shields. Also gives you, I believe, he gives you a lot of positional ability. Who's this Dahl character? I think I saw him hit a home run last night, 2 nights ago. Oh, it's funny you mentioned in the chat Dahl, and I was just looking at Dahl in here. Let me go see. Let's look into Dahl a little more. 38 vision, 40 clutch. I mean, with the bumps, yes, he's the man. Good speed, good kind of everything. I like him, but I feel like we need. Is he? Bats left, throws right. We need righty bats in this lineup. All we got now is Rupp, and Salty can switch, but Rupp would just play. They took down Malik Smith's speed a little bit, which kind of hurt. I need these guys righties that can hit righties. Naquin's a lefty, right? Naquin's pretty beastly. 78 with the inside edge boost. I think he should actually be higher than that. .33 plate vision kind of hurts. 38 clutch. 33 bunt. I still like the Ben Revere idea. I don't know why. I think it's for the speed I like Ben Revere. I also like a Craig Gentry. I want to put Ben Revere, but we're having a lot of lefties on this. We need a righty. We need a righty here. Alex Rios, contact versus lefties. That's nice. Yasmani Tomas. Yasmani Tomas might be the play here. Nomar Mazara. Puig. Who's the best righty against righties? Both lefties. This is a flashback. So this is going to give you speed, it's going to give you arm, and it's going to give you contact. I kind of like the idea of Alex Rios. Let's look into him a little bit deeper. And what's funny is the real Alex Rios has better contact and better power numbers than the flashback Alex Rios. So again, I'm basing this off their base stats, and so you might make some changes by due to the boosts. I think we go Alex Rios. Gives us a lot of contact. Again, we don't have a ton of power in this lineup. We went with the Blue Jays one, we said. Okay. So far, the squad's going for about 6,500, which is not that bad. We got the Gallo on the bench. I feel like we need a righty bat, a middle infield righty bat. Did we see any middle infielders that we liked? We got the Brock Holt that can play everywhere already. That's one thing I gotta talk to my man. See if we can get some sort of double thing. Like I want second base and shortstop. Give me like middle infielder guys. And I wouldn't mind the righty. I feel like we need another righty bat. A righty that can play short. Or a righty that can play second. Tim Anderson could be a player. Deep diving on Tim Anderson. Who else can we deep dive in on? Can we deep dive in on this Michael Morse? 75 arm, 58 fielding. I feel like that can't play. Ketel Marte, Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores has some power. Tim Anderson, 65, 67. Power in the 40s. Decent fielding, good arm strength, good speed, which could be a good thing off the bench. Wilmer Flores has some pop. What do we need? I need like a righty pop off the bench. A Brad Miller? Could we fool with a Brad Miller? Or a Marcus Semien? Marcus Semien? 78, 62, 75. I don't hate that. He's a righty. Bat's righty. If he's getting boosts, he's gonna be nasty. .46. Plate vision for Flores is off the charts, though. They both play the same positions. Their defense is about the same. Simeon's got him. Wilmer Flores has 32 speed. I'm sorry, Wilmer Flores. You cannot be in this discussion. So we're down to Tim Anderson and Marcus Semien. I think we're gonna take Semien. So let's take him. Oh, start the name. And I feel like we need a righty power bat. Rupp had the Rupp is good against the lefty. I need a righty. I feel like I need a righty power hitter who's good against righties. Let's take off the positional search. Yasmani Tomas may be the play here. Or another outfielder would be also great. Pedro Alvarez is lefty. Chris Heisey we can look into. Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall might be the play here, folks. Gives me a little extra outfield. I believe he can also play first base. He's got right field, first base, third base, left field. 80s in the power. I think Adam Duvall is the play we have to go with here. 51 speed isn't that great. 29 plate vision. Where's Tomas not even on the list. Yasmani Tomas also beastly. So looking at Duvall or Tomas. What can Tomas do for me? Like Brown, what can he do? Right field, left field, third base. Crushes lefties. Great arm strength. Right field, left field, first and third. Power against both. Doesn't have the arm strength, but if we're going to put him at like first, that's not going to be a problem. I feel like it's a real toss-up right here. Let's look at our team. I mean, both of them are great options. I really wish we could have them both. Here's the question. Do we dump... They're both righty hitters, and I think we need to keep Gallo. That's exactly what I was thinking, Axel. We have just so many lefty bats. Do we dump Gallo and pick up these guys? And even think about some of these guys starting. Lind also only has first base ability. So maybe we dump Lind. While I love his 91 contact versus righties, maybe we dump him. I mean, we have Matt Adams. Do we dump Lind or do we put him at first and dump Adams? I feel like that's the question we're at right now. They're both not going to face a lefty. And I feel like Lind might be better at first than Adams. So the real question is, do we want 91 contact, 68 power, or do we want 83 contact, 70 power? I feel like we move Lind to first and then bring on Tomas and Duvall on the team. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear your suggestions. I mean, the speed's going to be a problem. Fielding's the same. Fielding's literally the same. All right, so let's get Lind at. Let's move him. Can I just move this card? We're going to move him to first. That work? Nope, that didn't work. All right, so we're going to put Lind at first. Tomas. And also Tomas gives us some infield ability. Who's the other guy we're looking at? Duvall. And I feel like, okay, so like if we end up facing a righty, Adams plays first, or not Adams, Duvall plays first, and then Tomas can play left. I'm sorry, yeah, face the lefty. They can play first and left, and Rupp can catch. And I think we're actually pretty good. I think it's a pretty decent lineup. Probably lead off Revere. I mean, there's a real problem with lefties, a lefty-righty mix, but assuming you're facing a righty, you lead off Revere. Probably go 2 Holt, 3 Rios, 4 Lind, 5 Shaw, 6 Salty, Conforto, then Crawford. Probably how I would do that. Yeah, we have a large amount of left-handed bat. Is Brock Holt a lefty? I can't remember. Is he switch? Bats left. That's a lot of lefties. That's all lefties except for Rios. And your pitcher. Which, I mean, it's fine if you're facing a righty. And we have a lot of lefties on the bench. I mean, we could play some of these guys in the lineup. But I mean, I feel like if we face a lefty, we're not too bad off. No, Rios is only a righty, not a switch hitter. So, like, maybe we would play Tomas in left, play Duvall at first, and then it looks a little better. Then you have a little bit better mix. But I think that's still fine. If Scotty Potty was still playing, he would be a great pick for this team. You are completely correct, Axel. Let's look at some pitchers. Pitchers are going to be a little bit harder to determine here. So we really can't see their thing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to switch over to the game. So give me 1 second. Pull this down. Okay. Let me know if my voice and the camera match up, because that might get a little bit wonky right now. So we're looking at starting pitchers. 77 is the max overall. Big game James. Lots of stamina, not much else. Let's just see if there's anybody that just has something that jumps out at us. Brandon McCarthy, and I think he's got 5 pitches. Nope, 4. Sinker, cut, curve, and 4 seam. Not a bad pitch mix. Josh Tomlin, good walks per 9. Hector Santiago. The Klube. Wade Miley. I would like someone with a 5th pitch. Derek Holland. I think Derek Holland's in this rotation. It's Josh Tomlin's mix. No. I think Eovaldi. I want to put Eovaldi and Holland in the rotation. And then I want to dig deeper into a couple guys. But let's look at Hector Santiago. 80 stamina, 70 hits per 9, 68 Ks per 9, 93 break. That's pretty good. Wheels up. Mattis has 5 pitches. Anibal Sanchez. Jarrett Cozart doesn't have a lot of control, but he's got the velocity and the break. And 5 pitches. I always like 5 pitch guys. Chris Heston, sinker action. Ricky Nolasco, another 5-pitch guy. Rod Dickey. Do you just put Rod Dickey on this team? That's not even a question. Walks per 9 and home runs per 9 are bad for Santiago. Well, home runs per 9 doesn't matter because that's not used in the... That's not used when you're playing head-to-head. That's only a simulation stat. Joe Kelly? I like Joe Kelly. I feel like you put R.A. Dickey on this. This team is essentially if you're going to play like in a tournament or something. So, which is why I think Dickey has to be on this team. I just threw my controller right on the ground. Yeah, I think Dickey's got to be in here. Mainly because it's unless they like ban that, I don't think a tournament would ban R.A. Dickey. I do like Joe Kelly. I like the guys with the sinkers. Four-seam cuts. I don't hate this John Lester. Masterson, a lot of sink. Uris. I feel like that David Price isn't a bad choice. Let me yeah, on Daddy Leagues you can't search through like break and stuff. Let's put Joe Kelly on the squad. Like a Matt Cain? Can I get a Matt Cain on this squad? Looks like a real good control guy we can find here. I'm not seeing... I mean, it's bronzes, so maybe that's the problem, but I'm not seeing a bunch of guys with tons of control. I think Pineda plays. I think Pineda might be the call on this for this 5th spot. Wei and Chen, maybe? We've got one lefty. Maybe we'll go with a Brett Anderson. What do we think about Brett Anderson? Slider, 2-seam, 4-seam, curve, and change. Pretty middle of the road for everything, which I like. Pineda's got some highs. Home runs per... I think we have to go Pineda because home runs per 9 does not matter. Hits per 9 is a real problem, but everything else is kind of good. And he gives you the stamina. I feel like we have the defense to back him up. I think we're going to go Pineda. Okay, now we need a bullpen. Bullpen. Let's look at closers first, just to see. Oh, there's not that many here. So, Adam Ottavino. All right, we need somebody with something. Big break. Who's got big velocity? None of you dudes got big velocity. Andrew Bailey making the comeback. This is a 84 break. I think I'm going to take... got no velocity. It's going to be the problem. Houston Street. And he's got... You know what we're going to do? We're going to put Adam Ottavino as the closer. I'm going to put Jim Johnson in this bullpen. You might ask yourself why. 5 pitches. He's got 5 pitches. A two-seamer, a sinker, a four-seam, a curve, and a change. I think coming out of a pen, that's going to be kind of nasty. It's a lot of options, a lot of things for them to think about. Sean Kelly, look at that break. Look at those Ks per 9. I think Kelly's got to be in this bullpen. Helps if I spell Kelly right. Yusmeiro Petit's got velocity and control. Let's get him in. Ziegler for lefties. You don't want to go. You don't want to go side armor versus lefties. Come on, bub. Ali Perez. What's the stamina looking like? Not a ton of stamina there. He's got a good pitch mix too. 4-seam, sinker, slider. That's real good against lefties. I think he's gonna be your lockdown guy for lefties right there. I don't not like the 5 pitches for Petit. 4-seam, curve, slider, change, and cut. I like that. Sean Kelly's got slider, 4-seam, and change, which is good. Slider's going to have velocity and break. That's going to be pretty nasty. So we need 2 more. Matt Bush has some velocity. Ryan Cook. All the break in the world over here. Jerry Blevins. Mott. Joe Nathan. Remember when Mark Lowe was a beast? 95 break. I think we put Lowe in this bullpen. Ooh, Wilhelmsen. I think Wilhelmsen gets in. I think Lowe and Wilhelmsen, unless we want to find another lefty we want to bring in. Like a Choate. So, I mean, we have the squad there. Alex Torres with the funny hat. Andrew Chafin can pitch. I mean, you might want to use Zach McAllister if you need a long guy, but I think we have our squad. Let's look at this again. Inception. All right, so for starting rotation, Nathan Eovaldi, Derek Holland, R.A. Dickey, Michael Pineda, Joe Kelly. So we got power pitcher, dope curveball on Holland. Dickey's got the knuckler. Pineda's got the nasty slider. Joe Kelly can bring it with that sinker. Our offense, this would probably be against lefty. So this is our offense, but let me just... Versus a righty, this is the offense we would roll out here. So we've got Saltalamacchia behind the plate, Lind at first, Holt at second, Shaw at third, Brandon Crawford at short, locking you down with the D. Conforto in left, Revere in center with the speed, Rios and his cannon in right. And then on the bench that we could swap in against left-handed pitchers, Tomas, Rupp, and Duvall. And we also have Simeon and Gallo. Gallo can play third or the corner outfield spots. Simeon can play around the infield. But Duvall has that mid-80s, that low 80s power that's going to be handy. Cameron rips lefties. Then our bullpen is Sean Kelly, Yasmiro Petit, Oliver Perez to face the lefties. That's a lot of nationals we just added right there. Mark Lowe, Tom Wilhelmsen, Jim Johnson, and Adam Ottavino. It's a pretty stacked team. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this team, get them all set up. I think I have them all, so it shouldn't be a problem. We're going to try using these guys tomorrow night on Bullpen Banter, right here on twitch.tv/thatsportsgamer at 10 p.m. Eastern. I believe Paul Sporer is going to be joining me for the episode. Maybe I can get him to build a bronze squad, and we can battle him out. Boone Logan, another good lefty option. Yeah, I think this is the bronze squad that we're going to run with. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Bullpen Banter, twitch.tv/thatsportsgamer, 10 p.m. Eastern. I think we're going to be talking about this bronze squad, and we're also going to be talking about some of our suggestions for next year's Diamond Dynasty, what we think they should do. Yeah, that's this video. I hope you appreciated it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.